Peace, HHDG. We're on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And as always, I got to give a big shout out to everyone that's been tuning in to the interviews, contacting us, you know, expressing, they appreciate the work that we've been putting in, and also just being able to actually link up and see some of these people at actual events is, immense. So keep this culture going, and we're going to continue to help out with that. As you can see on our bottom banner, you can go to our website, hhdgmedia.com. There you can see some of our previous live interviews as well as written interviews, music, upcoming events, and also our merch. This is made possible, as always, through our company, our 5 owners for HHDG Media Inc., which is Skelly Top, Rock Vader KB, T. Smith, the Mayor, and myself, Wiki. For tonight, we have an artist who definitely lives by confidence, consistency, and honesty, and definitely been putting in a serious grind to put at least from what I counted, a good 40 projects. And with those projects, witness his growth, witness a certain change. He had a album, Jimmy Jump's Revenge, that really set it off for him. Get known well outside of his hometown in Niagara Falls, and pretty much worldwide. Um, what's ill about him is his smooth delivery is always is captivating. And if you really listen to the lyrics, you can tell that everything that he's spitting it's his life. And having that ability, that lyrical ability to mix it with your life, is what makes it even better. Just recently, on March 10th, he dropped Get Me to Heaven, produced entirely by Griselda's own Denny LaFleur, and just continuing on with dropping bangers. But what's important is, with that talent can't get you as far as he's gone. He's learned how to market himself, promote himself. He's got his own legit company, Piff Music Empire, that's out there, and also an audiobook that came out this month, Spiritual Warfare. So we'll talk about that, as well as the key importance of being consistent in this hip hop music. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Jamal Gasol.
Yo,
Peace, peace. You can hear me?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't hear you.
All right, hold on. Let me check something real quick.
The mic was choppy earlier when you was talking. I can't hear you.
What about now? You hear me now?
Yeah, I can't hear you, bro.
You
It's
still
not
not
letting me
hearing me?
hear you.
Well, all right, hold on. Let me see something. I'll be right back. Hold on.
I don't know. Something happened with the audio. I can't hear, bro.
All right, how about now? You hear me? Oh, man. All right, hold on a second. All right. How about now? Everything good? You still hear me?
I still can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me though, but I can't hear you on my end.
Oh, what the hell happened?
Yeah, I got it off as silent on my phone too, so I don't know what's going on. The volume all the way up.
Interesting. No, it's good. It's showing it's coming up. Let me change this real quick. Take that off.
Yep. It just cut in and out. It was like a hot second. I don't know if you could. I can't hear you, bro. It literally cut in for a hot second. I can't hear you.
How about now? You hear anything? Yeah, that's already changed. What about now? Still nothing? Um, what about now? You don't hear anything? Because it's showing that it's up. I wonder if you heard me on the intro. No, I'm not sure why it's not hearing anything. You hear anything now?
I can hear you now. You can hear me?
Yeah, I switched the whole browser.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, good. I will edit that dead space later. So once again, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. Um, usually want to start out with background and everything, but I want to know what was the change from Pac-Man to Jamal Gasol? Like what was going on in your life?
Honestly, the change from Pac-Man and Jamal Gasol, Damn, I was in high school when that happened. So I feel like I had moved from Niagara Falls to Lockport at that time when I changed my music name to Jamal Gasol. And yeah, I think Jamal Gasol was a little more serious. I think Jamal Gasol was more serious. Like Pac-Man 50 grand, that was just like, people knew me from sports and stuff like that and
Mhm.
at the time, but like, yeah. Damn. I definitely feel like Jamal Gasol was a more serious phase though of music, I would say.
Gotcha, gotcha. What was So once that changed over, I mentioned in the intro what's been important, throughout your career, and you can tell with a lot more of your more recent projects, confidence, honesty, and consistency. When did those three really, become the vital part of Jamal Gasol?
Well, those was a part of me as a man in general, especially just with confidence. Like my stepdad used to always tell me when I was younger that I had lacked confidence. Like I was good, but I just wasn't as confident as some other people. If I was a little more confident, I would probably be the greatest.
Mm,
So I always thought about that with my decisions was being confident. And then with honesty in your music, how I feel at this point of rap, like 8 out of 10 rappers really ain't like that. So like I really try to separate myself from people who have to like perform a gimmick or put themselves out there in some type of way for attention where I just rather just be myself. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel honesty goes a long way. And I know I ain't gonna get everybody on board, but I am gonna have some people that respect and understand my honesty and like listening to my truth in the music. So
true, true. Now you mentioned Jimmy Jump's Revenge being a turning point for you as far
yeah.
as like getting known even more, and also just the expansion through other people in the music, knowing who you are.
hmm
How does it feel when you look back on that? Because that was about what, 8 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Jimmy Jump Revenge was what 2017. I would say that was one of the projects that really like got me noticed. I would say that project really stood out. I had a case pending though, man. My mindset at that time was like, I gotta make something happen. I mean, I didn't know if I was gonna go to jail or not. So I feel like it just made me go harder, knowing that like there's a consequence behind my decisions where I gotta make moves with what I really want to do, or I'm gonna miss out on that time and have to start all over. You know what I mean? But I was blessed to be able to get into the drug court program where I was able to still be free and create. I did a lot of music. Um, I did a lot of music during that time. I was recording from home, so
Okay.
making music was very easy to me at that time. It was just I go in my closet and go rap,
Mm,
send it out to my engineers, have them mix it up, and put it out.
that's what's up. One of my favorite tracks on there is the last track, "Back to Reality."
Man, back to reality. It's crazy, man. I was listening to something and I was just talking about how like people just going down. That's why I started naming mad people getting shot, mad got hit. Cause that was really going on in Niagara Falls at that time. Like, what I mean? Niagara Falls is really one of them cities people have a misperception of.
Mm,
So when it comes to some of the music like Back to Reality, that was one of them songs where it's like, damn, this really what's going on where I'm at though
mm,
in the meantime.
mm. Now, based on what you were talking about in that song, how much has changed or hasn't changed in the city?
Shit, it's got worse. That
Mm,
was 2017. So like it's 2026 right now, man. It was just somebody just got shot last night. You know what I mean? It's always something going on in Niagara Falls. They just had a party on Sunday. People recording the fight outside of the party type shit. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like Niagara Falls is rough, man. You know what I mean? But every city has its moments. But I
Right.
feel like Niagara Falls just highlights a little bit more of the rough side than the positive thing. So
Mhm. Gotcha. Now, this project also featured the Winners member, Sage Infinite, and also Chez Noir. Now, I know you've known Chez Noir probably longer than most people that are listening to it now have.
that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, that's the homie right there, man. Shout out to Shay Nord.
That's dope. That's dope. Has it, has it feel knowing, you know, her earlier work and then seeing what she's doing now? And, she's still got a lot to go. Even though she's dope, you could tell that, she's continuously progressing as well.
See, I was there in the beginning when she did the New York State of Mind video. My
Okay.
boy D Hawks actually shot that for her. My boy D Hawks out here, he was doing videos for me, and he did that video for her. And that was one of those videos. I think West Side Gun shared that back when it dropped, and that video right there really took her over the top. Like, I had reached out to Shay Nora one time. I was trying to do like a a, a firm type setup, two guys and a female.
Mm,
But truth be told, she just had her own thing going on, and I respect her decision. Like, you know what I mean. But I've always seen the potential and the talent in her. Like I said, she rap better than a lot of male rappers I knew back then. So I'm
true,
not
true.
surprised. I'm not surprised with seeing where she's at.
Mm.
Like, for real. Shout out to her. She definitely doing her thing.
And you got to big up that whole area. Niagara Falls, Toronto, Buffalo. That whole area right there has so much talent, and throughout I would say at least a good 10 years now, is really letting the world know what y'all got out there.
Yeah, it's been about 10 years now since Wes and Benny and Special and them boys like, made things happen for up here for us to be seen and heard. I definitely always give them their flowers because they definitely played a big part as far as getting our sound getting our sound put out there, man. Like, shout out to Rochester,
Yeah,
even
indeed. Yep.
Syracuse, um
All and whatnot.
yeah, it's just a
That
lot
was
of people
legendary.
in this area that really rap. You know what I'm saying? I just
Mhm.
say that much. People that really rap. Like,
Dope, dope. Now I'm sure there's some artists from your city that probably not too many people know about. But what I want to know is, what was the turning point for you as an artist to say, I'm gonna make my music, more than just in Niagara Falls. I'm gonna make it outside the city. I'm gonna make it outside the state. I'm gonna make it outside the US.
you know what it was? I'm gonna be honest. I think it was a point where I was in the same circle with the big name rappers locally, the people that everybody talk about. I was in the same circles, hanging with these rappers, and I didn't feel like I was getting the credit I deserved.
Mm,
So it was like, I'm seeing all these other rappers and we know about them, but they not from Niagara Falls. Like, what I mean? They're from other cities. So I started thinking, you know what? Instead of just worrying about like getting the satisfaction from home, man, we need to take this show on the road, literally. And that's what happened. I started going to New York City. I went to Ohio. Um, Philly. I started going like the different cities and stuff, doing the open mics or like opening performances like Harlem. Like, I used to go to New York, man. This dude Uni G. I used to open for him and shit. He was tight with Fred the Godson
okay.
back at that time too. Yeah, man. So I met Fred the Godson a couple times back then. But yeah, man. I would say it was around then. Like, I was maybe like 21, 22.
That's ill. That's ill. You're aside from speaking on real life things, you continue to show, like I mentioned earlier, that ability to grind, that hustler's instinct. And tell us about that moment you found a bag of weed
Oh, in the bathroom.
in ATL.
Yeah, yeah, man. It was I don't, I think it was definitely some gas in there, but I think it was some pencil shaving. That's why they left it out there.
Ah,
But I ended up selling that joint for a dub. And sure, it was over from there. I started asking around who had it in school, and I was getting like 3 bags, and then I would flip that, and then it just turned into like just making a profit. So like once that happened, I saw it in other ways too, as far as like being able to sell T-shirts and hoodies and candy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I really developed a hustler mindset. Like I used to sell red monkey jeans and shit in school.
mm,
I remember my peoples went to New York and was coming back with the clothes and all that shit. I used to sell them in school, like selling button ups right out my backpack to people and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like,
that's so.
yeah, yeah, I definitely just always had a niche for wanting to sell things, man. Just being a hustler, like I was just talking about, like I'm selling cookies right now. You know what I mean? Them cookies doing the hype for me too. I've been selling out the cookies lately, so it's like, yo, I know I could sell anything.
That's what's up, man. Because not everybody's got that ability, and you just proved it. It don't matter what it is. You capable of selling it.
Same process, different
Yep.
product, man. That's my motto right there.
And I
I
think that's
stand by that.
yeah. I think that's what people get caught up on is the actual product instead of having that ability to just be able to sell it.
Exactly. People, that's where people get confused with being drug dealers and hustlers. Some of you hustlers are just drug dealers because you only could deal with certain product where you can't sell everything. And then some people can't sell drugs. They're just good salesmen. So, that it's different things that people just try to portray themselves to be, where just be yourself.
Yep. So my one of my favorite series that you've done is the joints you've done with Australia's flu with the whole
Oh,
horror theme surrounding them.
okay, okay. Yeah, man. Shout out the homie Flu.
What was the first one?
Nightmare on Fifth Street.
Street. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man, we did it big with that one. I ain't gonna hold you. That was fun. See, I always liked the mixtape era, like Evil Empire and Big Mike and all Lazy K and all that. So like getting a chance to work with all of them was just like some things I want, like personal accomplishments on my bucket list. Like, you know what I mean? I got music with them. So like when me and Flu linked up, I was talking to what's his name too. It's another producer. His name will come to mind eventually. Oh, Pharma Beats.
Oh, Farmer Beats. Yeah. Out
Yeah,
in
I was
the UK.
talking.
Yep.
I was talking with them too, and they had some fire beats at the time. So I was working with Flu. He sent me a beat. He sent me Kincaid. He sent me Kincaid's joint first, the Kincaid track. I'm like, yeah, we about to do a tape, bro. We about to do a tape. We about to do a tape. And then I was like, yo, I'm gonna get Evil Empire to host this joint because it was just so fire, like the way he was going about it, like never sleep again. You know what I mean? I did a lot of them projects in house. Like I would go to my in-house studio and record them joints like at the crib. So like
All
it'll
right.
keep that same quality because Fluid mix and master and engineering all that good stuff on his end. So I just had to record and send the files over. But usually when me and him work, like for Jamal Takes Manhattan and It's in the Eyes,
That's
I
an
do I
idea.
do, I do them all out the crib. Like, you know what I mean? I had linked up with UFO in the city to do his verse. Shout out to UFO and Danielson, Mondo Slade. Um, what's my boy? Bud Rock. I mean, not Bud Rock. Damn, Bub Styles.
Styles,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bub Styles.
We just dropped that outerwear season 6.
Yep. He just dropped. Shout out to
Bang.
the bro, man. He got on the tape for me though. That's the homie. And them the only. Them, I think them. They're like the only features I had. The first one, I don't think I had no features on the first tape.
No. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one right there. Trying to remember what was another series that you did. Um, damn, what's the name of it? Oh, earlier joint. No Joy Without Pain. I
Oh,
think I think that was around the time I started really getting hip to your music.
see, see that? Dang, see, that's what I really wanted to say when you brought up Jimmy Jump's Revenge. It was a couple of projects before Jimmy Jump's Revenge that I dropped, and No Joy Without Pain was one of them. It was that and For Burn, but No Joy Without Pain was actually the project that I was working on and pushing at the time. Like my case had happened, so like
Ah, okay.
yeah. So around that time, that's what I was working on. It was No Joy Without Pain. Shout out to Kill, man, my boy Kill. I met Kill on Twitter on some humbug that's trying to find feedback on my music. I used to really message people like, hey, let me know what you think about my music and stuff like that. And he reached back out to me and we exchanged information. He started sending me beats and we started working on No Joy Without Pain. That was one of my more personal projects, I would say, like in the beginning of my career where I was just speaking on my truth and just things I had been through and like real life experiences, like, just continuing suit. But that was real, I think, really more personal opposed to like some of the other music I was putting out then too.
And I noticed, throughout going through your music career, I know you giving flowers to people like Vidon and Benny the Butcher for giving you some early jewels. Um, what's some of those that continue to carry on in your music career, and as well as possibly the business as well?
If anything, from what I've learned from like conversations I've had with them, is just wait your turn. You know what I mean? Your turn gonna come. You just gotta be patient and stay down. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Just be patient. That's what I'm learning from it. Just be patient. Your time gonna come. Just keep your head down and keep balling, man. That's where I'm at with it.
That's it. That's it. Now, you mentioned before about doing recording back in at home and everything. You still record at home?
It depends. Like, sometimes I might get somebody that like that pay me for a feature or something or need me to do a verse. And if I can't get into the studio, I'll just go knock that out immediately so you get the same day service. Cause a lot of my shit I write on the spot. You know what I'm saying? It don't take me long. So I'll just handle it there. But I'll go to the studio. I'll go record at my boy Tony Boy's spot out in Buffalo,
Shout out to Tony
Bridge.
Boy.
Yeah, that's the bro. I go work with him a lot. Or I go to my boy MBS Studios in the fall, another spot I'll be working at. And my boy Casa.
Dope, dope. Shout out Tony Boy, who also got an album out. Leave your ego at the door. Definitely
Yes,
go check that
sir.
out
Yes,
too.
sir. Shout out to the bro, man. That's my dog right there.
Um, what was I gonna ask? Sorry. Oh, when you look at a lot of artists from Niagara Falls that really haven't expanded outside of the city, and you know that they have that talent, and you big shout out to you as well, because Piff Music Empire has helped get some of those people to expand outside of the city and the state. Um, when did the company become, something that you wanted to do to help artists that you came up with? And then when did it become official as well?
Um, well, I just was talking to a rapper from Niagara Falls, and he just did this freestyle, and he's popular in Niagara Falls. He's a popular rapper, but I asked him like, what exactly is he waiting on? Because it
Mm.
seemed like a lot of people like we are misled or misinformed when it comes to the music business. Like people didn't look into the business, and that's what separated me from a lot of people. Is I looked into the business side opposed to just the talent. So like what I see is a lot of people just don't have no real true guidance when it comes to the music around where I'm from. Like people that know where to go. We don't got many resources as well. There's not like a local radio station that's playing our music and stuff
Gotcha.
like we had WBOK in Buffalo, but it's like always different stipulations or it gotta be like a contest, you know what I mean? But now they're working on getting local artists into the picture and the venue. So I definitely hope that
That's
that
good
works
stuff.
out.
That's good. Dope,
Mhm.
dope. Now, everybody that listens to you knows the signature piff that you say. How did that become your signature? And then, as far as your company name too.
Oh, just Piff came from a ringtone, man. My brother had a ringtone. He had a ringtone, and the song was like chopped and screwed, and they were saying Piff on the track, like the ad lib or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So my brother's phone kept going off. That's his ringtone, and we just copying the ringtone now, like on some Piff, Piff, and it just stuck with it. That's been going on 2010. That's been well over 15 years. You know what I mean? So yeah, since like 2010. But Piff now I had came up with an acronym over the last couple of years as far as being passionate investments feed families. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? As far as like on a hustler standpoint, because it ain't gotta be just like a legal
legal,
thing,
right?
but you
Yep.
got legal things that you passionately invest into, you know what I mean? Like it's people out there selling candles, people out there selling picture frames, people out there selling t-shirts, hoodies, all type of stuff, man. Voodoo dolls, but ashtrays, lighters, you know what I mean? It's all type of
Yep.
stuff out there. People is like investing their money and time into to feed their family. This is what take care of the family and pay the bills, you know what I mean? So I wanted to make something more positive from Piff as opposed to people thinking it's just weed, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
That's interesting. And then things changing in life. You got a family now, so perspective, changes a little bit.
definitely.
Now, with that being said, your music, you still got that same integrity in there. And I think a lot of people, they either rhyme too much about just the past and they're really not progressing with their music, or they completely change because of how their life is, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you still got to maintain that talent that got you there.
I think with music, you gotta I'm learning just from trying different strategies as far as with music, you just have to have like a flow. And it doesn't have to be like a flooding flow, but it has to be a flow that people can witness the growth, witness the upgrade or the elevation in the career. So it's like I think if you drop less projects but maybe a little longer than normal, it'll have a more meaningful impact. So with me making music like my latest album, Get Me to Heaven, with me making music like that, you can hear the growth compared to Larry Davis era. You can see there's different topics, different words being used, another choice of vocabulary, not the
Mhm.
same repetitive words. So I'm big on that too. I try not to repeat the same things a lot. So
Got you.
that's just me growing too, is thinking better. Like some tracks I don't ad lib, some songs I don't even cuss and you didn't even notice. You know what I mean? So I do different things on my songs at times where I'm like pushing myself to be different.
Mm. Speaking of that, probably my testimony on Larry Davis era, probably one that you could, if I was to listen to that, then probably go to probably Motion on Get Me to Heaven. You definitely see, you could tell.
Yeah, man. Yeah. See, my testimony, man, I was like just raw lyricism, man. It was really just how I was feeling with everything I had going on in my life at that time. And motion was more like, man, I'm feeling this beat right here, man. I'm about to talk my shit. And that's just like I was feeling then. But you see how I'm thinking better. You know what I mean? Thinking a
Right,
little
right.
more lot larger than normal.
Indeed, indeed. Still to this day, this track, I mean, this project with you, Ito, and V Don, it's a dirty game. It's still one of my favorites.
Hey, my boy got the vinyl. That's the vinyl over there. Yeah, shout out to you, man. I think I seen when you bought that. You tagged me years ago. I could be
I
wrong.
probably, I might, I'm pretty sure I did.
Also, I think I seen when you bought that too. Yeah, man. Shout out to Loretta Records, man. They was one of the first labels that really took a chance on me out there, man. And that was one of my projects I sold out in like less than 10 minutes.
That's dope. Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, that was a fire opportunity right there. Definitely a different experience.
And that was early too.
Yeah, man. Shout out to V Don, man. The homie, man. That's what I'm saying. The whole landscape of that project was just all around my criminal case at the time. Like I bought like some of those beats like the morning of my raid. Like at like 3 in the morning, I bought those beats and then
Wow.
8 o'clock the next day I got raided. So it was like, that project right there was just, man, a lot of stuff was just happening based off of that, for real.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
And then another producer that, early on that you worked with, Camouflage Monk.
Oh yeah, that's the bro right there, man. Shout out to Monk. It was just his birthday the other day. I just chopped it up with him for a hot second.
Yeah, I remember when the joint clocking came out with Conway. That was being played everywhere, man.
Yeah, man. I've met I pulled up on Monk for that beat. I remember my first time meeting Monk. We talked on the net and I pulled up on him in Buffalo and we was in the car just listening to beats. He brought his laptop out. We was playing beats in the car and shit. And I got that beat and I got Give Up the Goods with Rome Streets from him that day. I got that beat.
Mhm.
And then we did Blackout from The World Is Piff. So I kept a good relationship with Monk, man. Me and Monk good peoples, man. That's him and Tony Boy real tight too, so that helps out too. Like, we both got mutual friends and shit. But
That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, Monk the homie though.
That's dope. Dope. Now, being as big as social media is, you and also you being a business-minded man, you paid attention to the amount of followers that certain social media platforms, had their limits. On tell us how
Mhm.
early on the importance of the amount of people that are following you, plus networking back then, and to the way it is now.
Well, Facebook, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just that Facebook limits us to 5,000 people, where Facebook is really for like reconnecting with family. I mean,
Yeah.
reconnecting with old friends, family, and maybe to advertise. But people use Facebook. like it's Twitter, where I feel like Twitter is really the platform to speak openly, freely, and just ranting all day. Just you know what I mean? Facebook, it gets a little draining, but because it's the same people. Where Twitter, there's no limit. You know, you're gonna have
Be
thousands of
anybody.
people running through the timeline all day. You know what I mean? People you never even heard of. So like I seen that with music, I was hitting the ceiling where I only like I had a couple pages. I ain't gonna, I'm on like my eighth Facebook page, bro. Like I'm on eighth page, like, and I done maxed out all of them, which was 5,000. Got 5,000. Right now I'm at like 2,100, but I got like 900 people in my request that I'm not accepting. So you know what I mean? So like I just know like I'm gonna have the right people in my news feed that's go around depending on my platforms. Where I got supporters, people that share my music, purchase it, even stream it, and shares it to other people, opposed to people just there watching and they ain't
Mhm.
even doing nothing, just wasting space, being nosy. But Instagram's a good platform for artists because it's more the visual side. It's more the visual side. People want to see things. You know, the consumer wants to see it. They don't want to always just hear it. So when you give that visual on Instagram, that's a boost too.
Yep. Indeed, indeed. Continue on with expanding in the music business. Tell us how important Daryl, aka D Hearts, was for you.
Yeah, man. D Hawks was very well, I want to use a word that defines instructive because he gave a lot of guidance with his knowledge of music itself, man. He played a big part in my career. He was one that told me to pursue the business side. You know what I mean? He was one that explained looking into the business as far as just funding my career and taking care of it. Like, you know, it was times I would talk with D Hawks and we would talk about going all in, man, but we would have to get jobs and shit. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We had to get jobs to take care of the career because we wasn't trying to be in the streets and go to jail. Like, you know, it should be shaky around here, bro. People, that's another story. This anyway, he used to just give me jewels as far as like studying the business and stuff like that. Like I could do this myself and this, that, and the third. Like he put me on the West Side Gun originally. Like, you know what I mean? He put me on him back in like 2015, 14. But I was just so stuck on like the local scene where everybody's trying to be like the radio and be heard based off what everybody likes. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Trying to sound like that where nah, it was people like him that understood my originality, like Dirty Waters. I don't know if you're familiar with that. That's my very first project independently. Self-funded. I paid for all the beats, I paid for all the features, paid for the videos, engineering, mix master. Like that's when I first got a taste of independent rap. You know what I mean? From D Hawks. D Hawks was giving me the blueprint. We wasn't stealing beats off SoundClick and all of that no more. Them days was over. It's time to get with the program, and he was somebody that like pushed and motivated me to like go legit, like own everything, do what you're supposed to do, work on singles, like look into the information. Like he was telling me about like OG Macko with the stream run he was on a while at that time and stuff like that. You know, just
Wow,
different gems and jewels. Like he put me onto the law of attraction. You know, he put me onto a lot of things that I ended up still using to this day. Like I just seen D Hawks though, like last week. His kids go to school with my kids. Like I just seen him out here.
that's dope.
Yeah. Shout out to him though.
It's funny that you mentioned Dirty Waters because I'm the type that if I'm listening to artist music that captures me and I want to hear more, I'm gonna check to see if there might been something out prior to what I'm currently listening to. And that was one of the projects that I did find back in the day. And I think it was that Piff, if I remember correctly.
Was it? It was on that Piff.
I think so.
Was it?
I
Was it
might.
Dirty? It might not have been Dirty Waters. You know what's on that Piff was probably the Devil's Double.
Oh, I got.
That was the hosted by Bandana Black. And that was around the time because even on there, D Hawks is on that tape because he did music too. But it was like I said, it's just I did a lot of music, man. I've been rapping for a long time, bro. Like so, like people, I did a mixtape back in high school. It was called "Who Is Jamal Gasol," and that was 2008. So you know what I mean, 2008, 9 ish. But I think I've been just rapping that long, man.
Like I said, you got at least 40 projects that I counted.
Is 40 out there?
I'm pretty sure I counted somewhere around there. Yeah.
Golly, I ain't never count. I ain't never count. Damn. Yeah, that's a lot of music. I know people be like, you got a crazy catalog. I'm like, yeah, I don't be thinking nothing of it. Like, okay, yeah, that's what's up. I could if I could do it once, I could do it again.
Hmm. You know, speaking of that Piff again, that was one of the early websites that I found a lot of mixtapes and artists from, and also SoundCloud. I used to run through SoundCloud and find all types of talent and dope music.
Yeah, SoundCloud and that Piff was the wave, man. And live mixtapes back then. I used to be
Yeah,
on
that's
all
right.
these
Yep,
joints.
them too.
Yeah, I dropped the tape on there too back in the day, live mixtapes. Who is Jamal Gasol 3, I think, across the board. But I've been playing on all these platforms forever, man. I remember with that Piff, you had to pay like $50 to get that sponsored mixtape where you on the front page. You know what I mean? Like that was a big deal. That was
Yep.
a big deal.
Tell us how SoundCloud and Vic Spencer are connected.
Well, I met Vic Spencer through SoundCloud. He was listening to Kansas City Smack Man, and I seen him in the comments. Like, you get the notifications,
Yeah.
and I seen him in there. And I had liked this joint, and then he like tweeted me or whatever. He tweeted about the album and shit. So I had followed him, and we exchanged information and shit. Because I was aware of Vic Spencer, I just didn't know who he was. I just kept seeing he was doing them tapes with Sonny Jim, and he had like the Spencer for Hire projects. So like, I'm like, yo, who is this Vic Spencer nigga? Like, I don't know him, but he got some motion. Who is this nigga? So when I seen him check out my project and like it, I'm like, oh shit, okay, so he tapped in. Okay, different underground rappers was just getting on to me and stuff like that. So I was like getting in cahoots or like in a good way with different people, networking, politicking, and Vic was one of the early ones. So like with that exchange on SoundCloud, that's how we ended up working on Haitian Dropkick. I ended up on this project, and then he got on the World is Piff too, with the best smoke around. But we've been tight ever since. Like that's my dog right there, man. Shout out to Vic Spencer. I was just talking to him in Boston like maybe like a couple weeks ago, but I always chop it up with Vic, man, just seeing what's good and shit. That's the bro.
That's dope. Dope, man. And then
Hell yeah.
how did y'all end up creating the Right Way for Dummies album?
Shoot, 8 hour drive. I was really driving from
No.
Niagara Falls. I'll drive from out here in Lockport to Chicago. We'll book the session with my boy Doc. That's his engineering shit. Go out there, smoke, and write raps right there on the spot. We did a lot of them songs on the spot. Like I went back, I think I went to like 3 trips, but maybe 4 because we did videos and shit too. We did videos out there. So I drove back and forth there a lot. Like Chicago's not that far. for me, like a drive, like 8 hours, like that's a day trip. You know what I mean? We leave at the
Mhm.
right time, we'll get there in time, and then they're also an hour back in the time zone. So when you
Oh,
get out there, you get an extra hour.
man, that kind of messes with your head when you're driving though.
Yeah, yeah, that time change it do be a little funny. But yeah, Chicago an hour behind. So I do get a free hour.
And that's is one of my favorite tracks on the album too. 8 Hour Drive.
Yeah, man. We did good with that video, man. We had fun. We did that joint with the bourbon riding around Chicago at the park. We had a good time, man. That was a fun project right there, man. You could see like we was just rapping and just rhyming, having a good time, man. That's all I could say with that. That was really like some Red Man Method Man shit right there.
Yep, it's dope. What is one of the important things of maintaining an independent label?
Discipline. You gotta be disciplined. And discipline including yourself where you gotta make choices that could contribute to everybody and not just you. You know what I mean? That's like a part of sacrifice. So you gotta be disciplined and stay down. You know, as far as like running Piff Music Empire, it's a lot of discipline that's necessary. You know, as far as being able to excel or not have your hopes up or put this like false narrative in the perspective with
Mm.
things. 'Cause sometimes, you know, smoke and mirrors will be real out there and we doing good, but shit, next week, shit coming up, we gotta bounce right back. So, you know, the humbling side of running things in the music business a little bit will play a part, but you just gotta be confident and keep moving.
It is. Mm. I know, like I said, you definitely got a lot of projects, but we got to talk about the new album, "Get Me to Heaven," produced by Denny LaFleur. Um, how did this all come to be? And I want you to tell us about the intro.
Well, I wanted to I've been tight with Denny LaFleur for some years, man. I wanted to work with him for years and we was able to finally get some beats together, man. He was selling beats one day and I had messaged him like, yo, what's up, man? I'm trying to work, bro. Like, you know, a couple times he just let me, he was like, send me joints to rap on, but I wanted to like really handle business and shit where I could own it and drop a project. And I over like the last 3 years, me and Denny kept in touch where I would buy a couple beats, work on it, and came like, okay, this is it. Like it went from being a 5-track album, a 5-track EP to 12, I believe we had. Or is it 11?
Yeah, it's 12.
That's 12. Yeah. It went from 5 tracks to 12 tracks. And 11 of the beats are by him. The intro is from the standouts. Shout out to C
Yep.
dot, A dot, my
Yep.
niggas,
Yep.
man.
D.
They sent me the beat and it came with the Franklin sample already at the beginning. And
Ah,
cause I'm working with them too right now. So they sent that
dope, dope.
and
That music,
the
dope.
the the intro that Franklin said just fit so perfect with what I was doing with this album where it was like, let me get us out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, that shit just was so fire. So I added that, and I don't know if you noticed, but in the intro, I named all the songs of the album.
I peeped it.
Yeah, I named all the songs in the album from in sequential order. But that project, like I said, over 3 years of me and Denny being in touch, it was people that were supposed to get on the album that weren't able to, and then waiting on a couple of features where I had to see who see fit, and then even like in my hood, it was supposed to have a feature. I just did the first verse and let it be, but the feature had things going on, so I ended up just doing my verse. Like I wrote another verse to that joint. So
Mm.
like same like even motion. That was supposed to just be a one verse joint. I was gonna get a feature on there, but the feature didn't come through. So
Okay,
like I feel like this was just one of them tapes where I just had to step it up and just take over. You know what I mean? This is one of them projects. Denny LaFleur got a good name, and I know my name hold weight. So I'm just gonna do what I do best on these beats and ball out and see what happens.
that's dope. That's dope. And being that you did talk about how you put the track names, give credit that you put the track names in the rhyme in sequence of each song as it played out in your
Hmm.
rhyme. That was dope.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Young Dolph, man. I seen him do it with Bulletproof, and it made me want to do that. I was like, I'm gonna do that. That shit was fire. Like people don't, I don't know if people remember when he did that.
I gotta check that. I don't remember it.
It was Bulletproof, the album Bulletproof. He all the songs he said it in order as he read it off like a script. It was like in Charlotte, 100 shots, something, something. But it was just in sequential order. I thought that was dope. I'm like, I don't see people do shit like that. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that and come up with something, man.
That's dope. Um, DITCD is also selling this, and it's consistently have been selling your music on physicals. Um, how did that whole partnership work out?
Well, shout out to the bro, man. My boy out there running DITC. I actually just talked to him the other day because they was flooding out there in Hawaii. So I just wanted to make sure he was good.
Yep.
But he reached out to me around the time I did the tape with Flu, as far as about physicals, where he was able to do CDs and stuff like that. Seeing if I wanted to do like a CD deal where he make them and we just split the bread up type shit. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it worked out where I want to say we did the DVD covers with that one. It was so
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, it was a
Like
dope. Yep.
I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta fuck with bro. I gotta fuck with bro. Yeah, we gotta keep doing shit. He was able to do something different than most. Like people wasn't doing DVDs for the CDs and stuff like. So I thought that was fire. Like my boy, I always call him Keith. I don't want to call him Keith. It's something else though. I'm a little buzzed. I'm smoking and shit, but
All
um,
good.
but yeah, that's the homie right there, man. He good peoples though. They've been helping me over the last couple years, like last 2 years now. Even connecting them with other artists too to work with. Like they did something with Tony Boy, my boy Sazy. You know what I'm saying? So they good people.
Yep. And Tony Boy's new album, is also available through DITCD. So definitely go check them out. I put the link up for y'all to
Yes,
go straight to
sir.
their website.
Leave your ego at the door.
Indeed, indeed. Definitely showcasing some artists that I wasn't familiar with some of them. So definitely appreciate Tony Boy doing that as well with that project.
And that's a fact. I forgot I even did that verse for him. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a minute. I did that verse from a while ago.
Forget Me to Heaven. Aside from Denny sending you any of this, any of the beats, at any point did y'all link up in person?
I did a show in New York last year, and Denny popped up. So yeah, Denny, my dog, man. I definitely appreciate that because it actually surprised the hell out of me. Like, oh shit, Denny pulled up. You know what I mean? But even the first time I met Denny LaFleur, Denny was like a mystique kind of person. He doesn't like just be out there. You gotta like know that's even him to even get with him. But I met him and it was just like, oh shit, that's Danny LaFleur. Like, oh, okay, it was good. It was good. So yeah, it definitely was a pleasure to work with him, man. We good peoples. Like we just have regular conversations. Like I'll just message him and we'll talk about like just artists and stuff or like things that we both had an interest in. Like his block is one of the blocks they filmed New Jersey Drive in out in New York. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So we'll see. I'll send him that, and he be like, "Yo, they did that right here on my street." Like, he'll send me a picture of it. Like, you know what I mean? Even Gray Street off of West Side Gun's new album. Like, I love that beat. It's an interlude, but the beat is so like upstate New York, Western New York. I feel like that's the soundtrack to this area. So like he sent me the original version of that beat before West chopped it up, and I'm like, yo, this beat is nuts, man. Like this one, did I miss this in the batch? You know what I mean? Like I ain't see this, but nah, this is some fresh shit. So yeah, man. Shout out to Denny LaFleur, man. That's my guy.
Yeah. One of my favorite guest verses on the new album is by Jinx 716.
Oh, that's the guy right there.
Yeah,
That's the man right there.
he went off on that one.
That's the man right there.
Andy.
Yeah, man. Yo, Alan Andy is 3 years old, bro. Literally, that's one song that I never changed.
Wow.
I
Just
wrote I wrote that verse
everything
years
is
ago.
mm,
Yeah, a lot of them verses was years ago. So like, I just knew that the music would still hold weight because the verse fired. Like, but yeah, a lot of the Alan Andy is 3 years old. I did that back in like 2023. Just waiting.
perfect time, man.
Hell yeah, man. Jinx the homie though. That's my guy too, man. Facts.
Tell us about some of these other features, like Sazi, the hidden character.
Oh, my boy Sazy. Shout out to Sazy,
Sorry,
man.
crazy.
Sazy. Yeah, Sazy, my boy, man. We just did Smoke Wave 2 back in
Hmm.
October. November or December. November, December. We just dropped Smoke Wave 2. But yeah, that's my guy right there, man. He's official. Like one of the best rappers I know that people don't even know like that or should know about. But he's definitely fire, man. Sazy's one of the best rappers I know, man. No cap. And the hidden character. Shout out to the hidden character. He's one of I don't want to say he's like an artist of, but I know he's associated with like um the Alliance or some ST Nack and
Hmm.
Al Davino and all them boys, man. And shout out to Code No Wave, Code 9.
Code 9, yep. Hmm.
Yeah, shout out my boy Code 9. Me and him be chopping it up too, man. We be chopping it up every now and then and shit. He cool peoples too.
Yeah,
But I seen the hidden character at one of 1,000 Word shows in New York, and Son did a song up there, and the beat was crazy, but his flow is like very abstract. He's all over. He don't rap like normal people, so I thought that shit was fire too. Like that's what made me want to work with him. Like I reached out to him. That verse probably like 2 years old.
mm,
So then for Pray to God. That was supposed. My boy Ty Dell was supposed to get on there, but he ended up going to
uh,
jail, man. So
shout
free Ty
out to
Dell.
Ice Life.
Yeah, he was supposed to get on there, but he ended up going to jail. But I came across Flames Dot, man, when I seen him rapping on bars on I-95, I think it is, or whatever the platform is. I seen him over there. I'm like, this nigga's nice. I was looking for abstract flows. Like I didn't want to rap with people that just all rap the same. Like so that's why I like Jinx. I know Jinx got that cadence, but he gonna bring it. Hidden character, he got his own cadence and he gonna bring it. Flames, he gonna bring his own cadence and he gonna bring it. And then Regine, she shout out to Regine, man, Denise. She's from Western New York up here in Buffalo. But my wife actually referred her to me where she was like, she's good. Maybe you should get her to sing on this track. Cause I
Dope.
just had that song without anybody singing. Like even the intro with me doing the I did all that without anybody being on the track. I just felt like that void would be filled. So
Mm,
yeah, I just knew once we got the right person on there that would be fire and it came out good. But Sazy, I knew Sazy was gonna come with his own style too and do his thing. So I just kept it real Underground on the come up. I like working with hungry artists.
and they definitely compliment your work.
I appreciate that.
But just like I say that there's MCs out there that are really good at picking producers, you do it both ways, throughout your career. The guests and the producers.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm an arranger, bro. I do all the track listing orders, like all the sequences of I put all that together, man. The way the album flows, I create that. Some songs fit better here, or this should be at this part of the album. Let's see if this how this sound first. Like fear, respect is the perfect intro. Like with the maraca band and all of that in the beginning. That shit's perfect.
DVD. Now you have visuals for the track In My Hood. So I like for you to introduce it before I play it.
Okay, well, this video right here is In My Hood, produced by Denny LaFleur, filmed by the homie Retro Films. It's filmed in Niagara Falls, New York, right around the corner from where I was born and raised at on North Avenue, man. It's like right off Highland Avenue. If you're from Niagara Falls, you know.
In my hood, mad drugs and determination. In my hood, hollow slugs start investigations. In my hood, bad choices, no inspiration. In my hood, mad depression, niggas catching cases. In my hood, mad drugs and determination. In my hood, hollow slugs start investigations. In my hood, bad choices, no inspiration. In my hood, mad depression, niggas catching cases. What you do if you had no motivation around besides an education? I'm 33, I had to teach myself how to be patient. The art of timing had me playing chess and less complacent. Cause pleasing niggas ain't never been pleasant. My grind winterize, I'm good for all around weather. We like Carhartts and Timbs, baby, we go together. You know what it is? The kid with the list back. Couldn't catch a break, but this time I brought a six-pack. Cheers. When I think back on how we used to get that, to get back, ran with the takers, nothing was gift wrap. More tears than Tremaine Emery. I chose a Honda till I wanted a Ferrari. From fish sticks to calamari. Bagging buff bitches at the after party. Be careful where you leave your dirty laundry. Cause niggas can't wait to clean you up and leave you out to dry. It's offensive when you real, they rather hear a lie. Believe me, I tried. In my hood, mad drugs and determination. In my hood, hollow slugs start investigations. In my hood, bad choices, no inspiration. In my hood, mad depression, niggas catching cases. In my hood, mad drugs and determination. In my hood, hollow slugs start investigations. In my hood, bad choices, no inspiration. In my hood, mad depression, niggas catching cases. In my hood, hard to trust niggas, they be hating. Praying on your downfall, leaving your family waiting. I pray I make it back to Ashley, Kelvin, and Peyton. How I pay my bills from risks that I chose to take it. Rappers tell you keep it real while them niggas faking. Never paid for opportunities, was picked to take them. Tried to bring some niggas with me, but I couldn't take it. I had to save myself, working on my mental health. Cause in my hood, not too many gon' offer the help. They'd rather settle for Cartiers and designer belts. People wanna look the part but play it all off. How many niggas is suckers should be unlost suckers. And so many is selfish and unthoughtful. Watch them get distant when they wasn't getting no attention. And I don't even care to know why. They get offended when you real and rather hear a lie. Believe me, I tried. In my hood, mad drugs and determination. In my hood, hollow slugs start investigations. In my hood, bad choices, no inspiration. In my hood, mad depression, niggas catching cases. In my hood, mad drugs and determination. In my hood, hollow slugs start investigations. In my hood, bad choices, no inspiration. In my hood, mad depression, niggas catching cases.
In My Hood, off the new album by Jamal Gasol.
I can't hear you.
I lost. You hear me now? Oh man, you hear me now? Oh man, I keep missing out. You still don't hear me? All right, hold on a second. You hear me now? How about now? Hmm. You hear me now? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Oh man, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to edit that later on once we're done. I don't want to keep you much longer. Um, I did want to talk about your track Balance with Tony Boy.
Okay.
You know, that beat, it comes in, and it kind of remind me of, 90s hip hop in a way, the way it started out. But then you come in with your delivery, and I feel like when you're talking, are you giving a real life story in this?
On balance, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Balance was just as far as like the ups and downs of life. You know what I mean? As far as like I stopped selling drugs to sell music, and music was still a drug at the same time. So it was like I never stopped selling drugs. You know what I mean? Like music was basically the same thing. And then as far as like being forgiven for my false division, as far as like accusations that I was wrong about, or like accusing people of things and it wasn't true. You know what I mean? Like I was forgiven for that. Where God listened to my plans, but I didn't get a response yet. But I won't let it like play on my thoughts because I know it's about patience. That's
Mhm.
the balance of it. You know what I mean? I'm just blessed to be here. Some people didn't make it this far. Basically, you see, I'm just talking to you the verse
Yeah.
as just real
Uh-huh.
life. You know what I mean? Like people quit and got jobs, and I don't knock it. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna compare journeys. That's all. Like I put in these man hours too. So like balance was definitely one of them songs where I needed Tony Boy to fill in that void because even I had another version of that song and I felt like it didn't sound like me. It sounded like another artist, and I didn't like that. It was something I felt like people would be able to say like, "Oh, this sound like such and such." I'm like, nah, I don't like that. I'm gonna just fix it up where it sounds like Jamal Gasol. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha, gotcha. Are you also when it comes to creating not just this album, but do you play an important part of placement of verses, from guests as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I think somebody should go first, or I follow up, or if I usually go first. I don't mind going first. I like to set the tone anyway. So like, let's make sure you come with your best shit now, because even sometimes I'll do that for bait, just so I can make sure they get their best shit, and I had them actually go first,
Uh-huh.
and I do a new verse and just cook. You know what I mean? So like, I pay attention to quality, because I'm not gonna sit there in front like every feature I got was fire. Some features I got was kind of like, yeah. So I had to do what I had to do with them. But yeah, I'm definitely an arranger. I like to arrange things and organize. Like, this sound good after this. This will sound perfect after this. Like, you know what I mean? I got an ear for that.
Another project, I mean not project, sorry, track, Pray to God. That's another favorite track of mine off the album.
Yeah, man. That's one of them songs too, man. I was waiting on the feature from Ty. That verse is 3 years old too, man. I didn't change nothing about it,
Mhm.
So that was just venting on there. I did a lot of venting, just as far as like my obsession for the streets. Was it hereditary? Being my family was like this, or was it just meant for me to be this type of person just off of life? You know what I mean? As far as with fate.
Yeah,
And that was definitely one of them songs where I just wanted some kind of question, or like more of an understanding of where I come from and why I think how I feel, because I feel like in religion people shut things down with the same answer for a lot of things, and it's like, man, sometimes I don't want to hear that. I would like to like hear something different where it gives me more of an enlightenment, opposed to like this expectation of, oh, this is what you're gonna say because this, you know. So Pray to God was definitely one of them songs where I just got the vent.
yeah.
And then
So
Flames came on there with the crazy cadence. You know what I mean? He talking that street shit too, man. So I fuck with Flame Dot Malik, man. Shout out to the homie, man, Rochester.
yeah, he definitely added that extra flavor to it on that second verse,
Hell yeah.
and his voice too. He has one of those distinct voices that you know who it is when he comes in.
Yeah, he definitely got a distinct style and voice.
Now, how has your faith changed in certain stages of your life, from early on to knowing you had to make a change, to after being locked up and having a family?
It's still patience, man. Like, I still just stay on the motto of one day at a time. You know what I mean? And just letting things play out, because every day is a different day. Some days are good, some days are bad. But I won't make it seem like every day is the same thing, because you're gonna get something different all the time. So that's one thing I like to stress in my music too, is like things could change overnight. Things really happen, man.
Mm. One other favorite project of yours, I gotta show this one because this is another early project that I've been able to say that I own. Old Niagara.
Oh, that's lock in mode, man. That's the closet album right there. I did that. I just did I just did a beat from Prospect too, man. Shout out to Prospect.
That's
I
dope.
just, I just found one of my old beats of his I never used, but yeah, that I did that project in my closet, man. I did that EP in the closet. That's when I first was hungry. Jimmy Jump's Revenge was getting me out there. That's what's been like offers was coming. I'm getting into like the people buying vinyls and
Mhm.
vinyl deals and verses and stuff like that. Like, yeah, me and Prospect did this project together in the closet, man. Pause. Like, I did this at home. I finished this EP in like 2 days, sent it back to him, and I just happened to be getting food one day, and a homeless dude was in the drive-through, and I paid for his food, and I thought, if I'm gonna buy your food, I need you to shout me out. So that's how I got him on the Wise Words. But yeah, that was definitely a fire project of mine too, man. Old Niagara, one of my favorites.
Dope, dope. And Side B got the instrumental, so salute the prospect on that.
Yeah, man. Shout out. That's my first second international project. Like Jimmy Jump's Revenge, my boy that made those beats, he's from Switzerland. So like that was a European project too. International.
Dope, dope. Now I got just one question, one last question related to a guest an artist that you work with whose pen just as sharp as yours, and tell us a story of how y'all work together. And another artist who every time I see his name, I say Michi El Camino because SoundCloud days, that's how I discovered him. I'm talking about Sky Zoo.
Oh, that's the bro right there. Sky Zoo the homie, man. Shout out to Sky Zoo.
I heard y'all were working on a song, and Sky Zoo happened to be working with El Camino around the same time.
Yeah, yeah. He did that night, him and El Camino had did a song and a video in the studio. And he did the verse with me after that. So like I'm like, yo, this nigga's a workaholic, man. I seen him. I seen he was in town for West Side Guns Buffalo Kids premiere joint. So I reached
Mhm.
out to him because I was already familiar with Sky Zoo. I had read an article one time that he was in a rap group with Stack Bundles, and Stack Bundles is one of my favorite rappers. So I'm like, well, I think that's dope. I never knew that. So I reached out to him about a feature, and he gave me his ticket. I set up the session. We linked up, and I had mentioned that to him, and he said a lot of people didn't know that. So you know, what I mean, I just show like I do my homework, like I pay
Mhm.
attention to who I'm working with and shit nowadays. So it's definitely an opportunity and a blessing. Like I hit Sky Zoo up all the time just to see how we doing this shit, man. That's a good dude right there, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I had the honor of interviewing him last year in December.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good brother right there, man. No BS. That's a good brother.
Yep. Looking at your career and your music, the grind don't stop. But you are one of the few that learned early to combine and understand the music and the business along with proper marketing and promotion, and also understand analytics. And it's definitely helped you for the progress and the success along with your talent in making music. Um, how do you feel the way social media is now? Is there any other adjustments that you continue to make as technology continues to progress?
Just being mindful of what I post, man. You know, not letting social media control my mind, where I just get on there and start ranting and get bullshitting around. But just being mindful of what I post on there and using it for the right reasons. You know, I like to be funny though. I will admit I will see some shit and feel I need to express it, even though I'm getting better with saying less than necessary. Um, I would just say just using the platforms properly is a big thing for me these days.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Um, are we gonna expect any more music videos from the new album?
Absolutely.
Dope,
Absolutely.
dope. And before we go, um, go to Jamal Gasol's website, which I'm gonna put the link up again because you still have merch up there for people to go out and support.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. JamalGasol.com.
And if you can tell throughout his career, he makes it known that he's got the product out there for y'all. So definitely go out and continue to support.
Yeah, variety pack, man. It's a lot of things to pick and choose through, man. Check out the website, jamalgasol.com.
Indeed. So before we go, thank you once again, Jamal Gasol. New album, Get Me to Heaven. Dope new project added to the catalog. Y'all need to go definitely continue to listen to it, share it, let people know about it. Look forward to another music video. So, let the world know what else we can expect from you.
You better get a lot more music, man. That's what I'm gonna tell you, man. This year you're gonna get more music from Mr. 31.
There it is. There it is. Much respect, and you can give your shout outs before we go.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man. Shout out to the Almighty above, man. My friends, family, and loved ones.
Indeed, indeed. On behalf of our HHDG media crew, we're going to say peace.